Hello, my friends. Well, we're getting down there on the days before Christmas. I think it's 10 before Christmas. In this video, I think I've already gotten more what the pros call B-roll of visits from Matthew talking about the rollator, and he delivered my toilet lifter, and I love it. I can dangle my feet and do my exercises while I sit on there. And I do have on one of my Christmas sweaters. We've had Brendan here working for a couple of days while he's home from college, and he's very happy to do it because it helps him with his Christmas shopping money. But he dug out my Christmas sweaters, and I went through everything, and I will probably wear a sweater for every video that I do, and probably not too many before Christmas and a couple afterward. We also have been shopping at Trader Joe's, or I would say Colleen has. And the other night, I dug out some gourmet pizzas. And if you've never had these, you should try them. This is what we're having for supper tonight. These are the Trader Joe's gourmet pizzas. And these have brie. One is French with, oh my gosh, brie and tomatoes and herbs. Forget what this one has, French onions and something else. Ooh, you have to look these up. I'll try and pull out the boxes, but this looks good, and this is our supper tonight. These are the Trader Joe's gourmet pizzas, and they're out of this world. This one has, both of them are a very thin French crusty type crusts. They're not thick, and that's what I love about them. They're crispy. And this one is a blend of tomatoes and various French cheeses. I think this is one that might have some brie cheese in it too. It's absolutely wonderful. And this one is just gorgeous. I can't decide. Every time we have these, I can't decide which one is my favorite. This one is a blend of mushrooms and I believe some onions, fried onions, and some greens. Just gorgeous. So when you're in the mood for something that you want to keep in your freezer and just take out and grab and have something very delicate and tasty, try these pizzas at Trader Joe's. They have everything from brie. They're very thin, crisp type of crusts. And we've had them for a couple of years now, and I keep a couple extra in my extra freezer. And Colleen has also suggested that perhaps we start getting some of the prepared meals from Trader Joe's. Micah takes them to work right before or after he's on camera for the 6 o'clock news. And he puts these in his microwave oven in his office, and he says Trader Joe's have some great meals like that. So I think we're going to do maybe at least 3 or 4 a week, which will save me time on my feet in the kitchen. Now, I'm still speaking of food, tonight's supper, and I already have the water rolling, is going to be tortellinis. And they're those cheese-filled tortellini. We love them. Only tonight, it's not going to be with a sauce. It's going to be somewhat of a pesto dressing with some oils. And I'm using some gourmet olive oils. Moosie found these for me at Christmas time last year. And they're everything from olive oil with roasted garlic, one of them olive oil with basil. The one I haven't used yet and I'm saving is the olive oil with truffles. And I think there's 2 more. I think there were 4 or 5 that came in the set. And you only use these when you're going to taste it. And I think in tonight's supper, we will taste this gourmet olive oil. Now, let's see. Oh, no curls. I haven't been able to curl my hair. So this is just normal curls. But now you can see the length, the normal length that it is. And actually, this morning, Colleen and Brendan took Moosie and I to Rite Aid. I did finally get my senior flu shot. Moosie and I have gotten those, Moosie too. And we've gotten those for, I bet, 5 or 10 years. Our angels, Colleen and her son Brendan, rolled us in to get our shots. I think it takes 2 weeks, but the nurse told me that within 10 days, which is the time we'll be seeing family and children, it should have a pretty good effect on us. So that too, plus I did get a COVID shot. I think I told you I'm the only one, believe me, the only Homo sapien adult that has not had COVID out of 56. And I think we even have a couple more with new babies this year in the immediate family, counting grandchildren, great-grandchildren, spouses, 6 kids, and everybody, and a couple of SOs in there. The only one, and we've checked it, that hasn't had COVID. My doctor says my immune system must be good, but it didn't take care of this torn meniscus. But we must have been quite a sight this morning as Brendan and Colleen were wheeling us into Rite Aid to get our shots. Actually, I think Moosie walked in his rollator, but I was the one that got the wheelchair this time. I'm just checking my list here. I had so many little things I wanted to talk about. In our outing this morning, Brendan said when we went into Rite Aid, he said, well, besides your shots today, how about we get you some ice cream? And he went over, we haven't had ice cream, and he's been looking in our freezers. So it's been on his mind, and he went over and picked out one of our faves, mocha almond fudge. So Moosie is looking forward to that tonight. So we've been eating beautifully, what with leftover soups and food from Margie and the kids taking care of us. Honestly, I just can't believe how we're doing. So far as my torn meniscus and my leg, I am fully convinced that this is going to take as long as the doctor said, maybe 2 to 4 months. I am prepared to suffer through. Thank God I have a high threshold for pain because it's good, and I've been trying to stay off it as much as I can. And I think I'm doing okay. But I know it's not going to get better without a lot of bed rest and some simple little light exercises that I have gotten from those physical therapists that I'm looking at online and things the doctor told me, and I will be doing that. I want you to see my sweater with all the pretty trees. This was a sweater that I picked up at Walmart last year, one of the pretty sweaters, not one of the ugly sweaters, as they call them. I don't think any sweaters, Christmas sweaters, are ugly, but this one I did love, and the one sequin tree. Now I will be wearing some of my other faves too. One thing I wanted to tell you, remember when we put the tree up, we couldn't find the star and the angel, which is probably 40 or 50 years old. It's part of our ornament collection that goes back to when our 6 kids were little. And Brendan found it yesterday, I think, and I have a cute picture of Brendan putting the star on.
Is it straight?
I got it.
All right. Woohoo!
All set.
Matthew, that was Matthew's job. He always did that as a kid, and he also started what we call the Christmas dance. I think you've seen Colleen do the Christmas dance, the back and forth, back and forth. We started that actually Matt came up with that dance when they were all little kids, and every year they've all done it in front of a Christmas tree. Even when we were in Europe or wherever we were, if they found Christmas trees, they had to do that dance. Now, Matt's knees are pretty bummed out with all the rugby and the football and everything else, but he still did a pretty good Christmas dance, didn't he?
There is a technique, and this is the Christmas dance.
And Matt has bum knees too, believe it or not. Good boy, Matt. I forgot to tell you that Brendan stripped the sheets and the duvet cover and put all the new Christmas sheets on yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. And he said, oh, Nanny, that's easy for me. I can do that. He had a summer job during the hotel strike here in California. And that's what he did. He changed sheets in the bedroom. So he says, I'm a pro at that now. And he did a good job.
Okay. Nice and cozy.
That I can lift and put in. So, well, there you are. You have some good light on you. Oh, now, wait. I know a lot of ladies have asked me what a rollator is, and Matt stopped by to bring my toilet lifter or elevator, as we call it, and it is wonderful.
So today, Mom said some folks have asked about the difference between a rollator and a walker. And in the industry, sometimes they're used interchangeably, but there is a difference. Two-wheel walkers are traditionally the steel that maybe have tennis balls on the back or slides, but they have two wheels on the front. That's a traditional walker. This is what's called a rollator, or a four-wheel rollator with a seat. And the benefit of this is, first of all, it's adjustable, so you can adjust these up and down for different heights for people that are taller, shorter. There's also different sizes. There's small ones. There's larger ones. But the idea of a rollator is you've got now the stability, something to lean on, some safety. But at the same time, for those of you that every once in a while your knee just gives out, or you may have to need to sit quickly, these can put brakes on. When you drop that, it's got brakes, and then you could quickly just turn around and sit.
Yeah.
And how often do you need that? So,
well, that's why
Moosie, and
yeah,
there's
Moosie,
a lot of different brands, and let us know if you need any help.
Yeah.
I've got something to say.
Yeah. All right. Let me switch to Moose. Okay.
Mine is much better. It is better. It's got a long antenna and a foxtail on the top. I go racing with it.
Well, Moosie likes these. This is what he's been using for over 5 years now, right, Moose?
Yeah, but I can beat anybody with my foxtail.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What I like about it is, number one, it's easier to get around. And I know people are looking at all the rugs that we have here, but it rolls easily over them. And I know people say that they're full risks, but so is the floor. So we like our rugs. We've had them for 20 years here. But Matt is showing this nice...
Well, I think especially when you're going to see games, or when you're walking on grass or any unstable surface, you're going to want to have the more stability, and I think that's what the rollator offers. But also, if you're going to a game or you're going somewhere, you can put all your goodies in here.
Yeah, that's pretty
underneath
deep.
The seat.
Yeah,
they all have that. And what's nice is all of these work the same. Right in here is a string, and you just pull this, and this whole thing can go right in the car.
Yeah, and
so it can lay down flat, and it's pretty, and they're pretty light too.
Yeah, and I've been putting this in and out of the car for 5.5 years with Moose. So what it's like. Matt just brought this and popped it on. Look at that lip. Do you see that lip down there? That fits down into the toilet, and it probably is 3 inches maybe. Here it is, sitting on top of the toilet seat. It says it's 4 inches, nice rounded edges, but honestly it looks 4 or 5 or 6 inches to me. And it fits on really nicely. This is for an elongated toilet. I just want to say one more thing about the rollator and the toilet riser. I don't want anyone to be offended. These are personal things, yes, but they're so important for those of us in our aging years. And I just want you all to be aware of some of these things that make your life easier. So please don't be offended. And also, if I had known how to blur out some of Shamu's little business, I would have. But most of you have cats and dogs, and you understand too, anyway. So I hope you have learned something from some of Matthew's knowledge, and also the fact that this can take a lot of pain away from you, especially that toilet riser, believe me. You know, you have to bend your knees quite a bit to get on a normal toilet seat, and that was my worst pain of all. So this is a godsend for me. This is a good one. Raised toilet seat. It's by Drive, which is a great company. And it has these pads, 3 of them, all the way around. They're rubber pads. And I don't see any problem with this. It's not going to go anywhere because it's down inside the rim. Really nice height. I just love it. I can get up from the toilet seat without holding on to one thing. Just stand right up. What are you sitting there doing? You've been in your toilet? Let's go over here and see what it is. There's our pretty Christmas tree. Yes. And there is the star, which Brendan found, and he actually put up for us. He put some Scotch tape on it to hold it up, but there it is. And then down here next to the Christmas tree, there's not enough room. There's not a lot of room in the cottage. A bunch of Christmas hats, Santa Claus hats. And then over here, under the table, is a special Shamu place, and I'm going to close in. So now for the Shamu cat litter toilet story that I teased you with in the last video. And it's a funny one, and I'm going to tell that rabbit hole story now, and then I got to get into my tortellini and start using these fancy oils for the dressing. Well, last week, about 3 days ago, in the morning, Moosie went out to make the coffee, and the night before I had prepared cereal and banana and everything for him, and he was bringing coffee not only to me but himself, but the cat also was roaming around and wanting to go out. And when she goes out in the morning, as I told you, it's really a he, but I call him she, and I think I did that to distinguish him from other animals, whatever. But he's been so well trained as to sleep all night long, but about 8 or 8:30 in the morning, he definitely wants to go out. So he was sitting by the front door, waiting for Moosie very patiently to let him out. And by the time Moosie fixed the coffees and the cereal and everything else and put it on his rollator seat to carry everything in, he forgot about Shamu, or was too tired to open the door, I don't know what. And he just rolled on in and brought me my coffee and then sat down to eat. All of a sudden, within a minute or two of Moosie sitting down, I heard this commotion going on in here. And I thought, what the heck is that noise? And I called to Moosie, and he said, the cat is in her cat litter box going crazy. And this is when we had this small cat litter box that I originally bought. And I swear it was really kind of small. And we have these pine nuggets. I happened to look around and I saw the cat and the litter box, by the way, we keep under this desk. The cat was going crazy, very aggressively, doing the thing that they do to cover up their business, but shooting out onto the Oriental rug, all the nuggets and stuff. It was all over the place. And I've never seen her do that before. And then I came out and I thought, this cat is telling Moose something. He's mad at Moose because Moose didn't let him out. I think we have a very smart cat. So obviously I let him out very quickly before he did something else. And I think I told you that Micah bought after that. Well, the follow-up story to that was Moose had to call Colleen and say, I can't. He was trying to roll his rollator over these nuggets and things. It was in his path, and it was a mess. So Colleen and Micah came down with a broom, and Colleen got you can't Dyson up these nuggets. They're a bit too big for the vacuum. But Micah got a dustpan and a broom, and honestly, he had a pile of cat litter pine stuff, not the business, but all these things that they do the business in. It was this big on the rug. And then Colleen had to vacuum it up and everything. So that was the end of it. And he said, I'm getting you something at Lowe's today. Colleen and I are going down to Lowe's and we're getting this thing that we have for our cats. He said, those cat litter boxes are too small. I buy cement mixers. No, I buy cement. Well, yeah, I guess it's called a mixer. It's a pail, black. It's about this high. Now, I've taken a picture of Shamu's toilet here, but it's about this high, so the cat has to step over to get in, and the mess doesn't come out. And I would say it's probably 30 inches long and probably 2 feet wide. So it's almost like a home for her in there. And I must say that when she goes in, she loves to just sit and hang out in there too. So go figure. This is a cement mixer that he found in Lowe's for $8, my friends. Much, much bigger, probably twice the size of the one that I had originally. This is what Micah found. It looks to be probably 30 inches tall, 30 inches long, by about 2 feet wide. It's very large, very substantial. It's black, and we're using these pine nuggets. And as you can see, Shamu is doing very well in here. Ta-da! I don't think I'm winning the race, but I have another bud here ready to go and ready to come out. And on here are 1, 2, 3, I think I have 4 or 5 flowers coming out, but Colleen is ahead. Hers came out before me, and I think the rest of the kids are trailing. But theirs will be out probably before Christmas. So isn't this cute? And this was a Trader Joe's bulb where you don't even have to water it. I think they soak these bulbs in wax or something, but isn't this beautiful? So I want to thank you once again. I am handling everything fine. The only thing I haven't done is Christmas shopping. And as Colleen said, Mom, go through your stuff and we would love it. So I picked out some of the stuff that Brendan has been sort of going through for me outside. I've been out there to kind of give some orders as to what's going on out there. And I think that's going to be our Christmas, other than some of the little kids, the grandkids of Mikey. He has little ones still, and some of the others do too. So those kids will get a little something special. But the teenagers love cash, and it might be a good year for that. So I hope you're all enjoying your Christmas week, and I thank you so much for all your well wishes. I know you're all thinking of us, and we're doing okay. There's a saying that I heard from someone, and I think it was Karen in one of her comments, and she said that find joy in, the expression, life is what it is. And you just have to find joy and contentment in life as it is. Don't you just love that? So that's what we're doing. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon in a couple days. Bye for now, and God bless us all.